my name with a pen that has a plume. That's a fancy way of saying feather. I can't wait to learn French because everything is French. Sounds fancy. Nobody in my family is fancy at all. Sounds like my family. Never even asked for sprinkles. Boy, look at that. That looks like an awesome dessert. All
like
the sprinkles on there.
Dessert. Who are those plain
That's fancy just for Nancy. Wow, look at that. Everybody else is walking on their feet, on their heels even. Gross. She is walking on her tiptoes.
That's fancy.
That's fancy. Just like Nancy. There's a lot they don't understand. Lace-trimmed socks do help me to play soccer better. Sandwiches definitely taste better when you stick in frilly toothpicks.
Oh, yeah.
A princess is supposed to keep her tiara. Yep. What's a fancy girl to do? I asked my gal, Marabella. Her full name is Marabella Lavinia Chandelier. That's true. Wow. Look at Fancy Nancy.
That is fancy.
That is fancy.
Look at Daddy. Look at Daddy.
Marabella.
You wave?
Wow.
Daddy.
I might have to read this one a second time in order to get it all down.
It's deep.
Then I get an idea that it is stupendous. That's a fancy word for great. Stupendous. Learn to be fancy with lessons from Nancy. Start today. Easy, fun, and free. Maybe I can teach my family how to be fancy. I make an ad and stick it on the fridge.
Oh.
Look at that.
She's inside the refrigerator. She looks cold.
She doesn't have clothes on. You want to wear more clothes than that. That's not very fancy.
She probably needs a jacket in the fridge.
And some sweat.
Plain yellow leather glasses. Fancy gold patent leather and sunglasses.
Oh, yes.
Fancy stuff. Soon there is a knock on my door. My family saw the ad. They want to get started right away. Look, they're all taking notes from Fancy Nancy.
Wow.
What's going to happen next?
The trouble is, my family doesn't own any fancy clothes. What are they going to do? That's okay. I go find. What is that fancy word? Oh, yes. Some accessories.
Oh.
Wow, look at the accessories.
You brought yours along, Chad, right?
Fill the trunk up, huh?
Ooh la la! My family is posh. That's a fancy word for fancy. Fancy word for fancy. Don't use the word. Yeah, that's you.
Circular
Dad, Ryan's
definition.
going to die after he finds out that I broke his phone from taping. My mom throws in front of the mirror. Why don't we go somewhere fancy tonight? Where are they going to go? Is that fancy sticking the tongue out from here?
No.
Not
I
very
don't think
fancy.
that was very fancy.
More lessons needed.
How about dinner at the King's Crown, Dad suggests. Wow, my parents are acting fancier already. May I escort you lovely ladies outside? The limousine is waiting. My dad is a chauffeur. That's a fancy word for driver. Look at how fancy's Nancy's mother is.
Her hats.
That's fancy.
And the ribbons on her shoes.
And
That's
her
nearly as fancy as a 10-gallon Texas hat.
Nearly.
Nearly.
You know what that means, Mara?
It's a big hat.
Good.
Not everybody can fill that hat. Wow, look at those. Those aren't glasses. Those are sunglasses. Daddy is looking chic tonight.
That's a fancy word for.
That's a fancy word for cool. When we arrive at the King's Crown, everyone looks up. They probably think we're movie stars.
Are you a movie star, Mara?
No movie star? But you're pretty fancy, aren't you? Just like Fancy Nancy? Yep.
That's you?
This is you? Wow. Look at that crown. Like a queen. I am so proud of my whole family. They eat with their pinkies up and call each other darling. Isn't that right?
Darling.
Darling. It's nice to see you. It's been a long time and just as lovely as they used. For dessert, let's have a parfait. My mom says that's French for ice cream sundaes. Good. Amazing. My mother knows French. Can you believe it? When our parfaits are ready, I curtsy and say, merci. I carry the tray like a fancy waiter. Oops, I trip, I slip. The tray does a double flip. I don't feel fancy anymore. I want to go home. Look at that. Sad, fancy Nancy. And you. But you look pretty happy right now. After I get all cleaned up, I put on my dressing gown. Those are fancy words for bathrobe. I feel much better. I'm ready for a parfait. I tell my parents, thank you for being fancy tonight. I love you, my dad says. I love you, my mom says. And all I say back is, I love you. Because there isn't a fancy or better way of saying that.
Oh.
Wow.